I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. Still with the dogs that I grew beside. All the niggas run.
Welcome to BB Talk Podcast. It is your girl, Miss Melanez, and as you guys already know, I bring you the best of the best, nothing less. So, with today's interview with season 2, can we get an applaud, you guys? Season 2, thank you for all the supporters and all the listeners. And it is truly, truly an honor to have this podcast, to bring out the best of our artists, our entrepreneurs. So, with that being said, with today's episode is very delightful, very loving, and also, can I say, out of the country? Yes, I have the one and only Dee Hernandez. We're going to play her hit single that just released December 13th, Crazy Love. I hope you guys like it. It's a jazz vibe. It's giving some different tech, some different vibes to the podcast today. So let's hop right into it, and then we're going to get right into the interview.
Cause I want to be me como beautiful. Don't say that you won't change. You already know those words. I will be free. Free of your crazy love.
Can we get a hello? Yes, yes, Crazy Love. I love it. I love it. So, with all due respect, let me go ahead and add Dee Hernandez to the live. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Welcome. Well, thank you
Yes.
for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's truly an honor, honestly. Your music is like over the top amazing. If you haven't known, I love jazz, okay?
Yeah, okay,
And
okay,
then when I
okay.
was like, hey, she's amazing. Like it's just your
Oh, I
tone,
really
your
appreciate that.
melody.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh, it's over the top. I must
Thank
say.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on BB Talk. And we're gonna get into the interview so the
Okay.
audience can know who Dee Hernandez is.
Hmm.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yes, yes. So before we continue, let's give a little background of who Dee Hernandez is. Let the audience
Yeah.
know, who are you?
Yeah, well, I'm a Cuban-born
Yes.
musician. I've been a singer since I was a little kid. My home was always full of people who sang. At some point, we lived in a
Yes.
three-bedroom apartment. There was like 15 of us.
Oh wow.
We're living together, but everybody sang. So anytime the power would go off, we would sing, and that
Exactly.
kind of mold me to want it to take it to another place. Um,
Yes.
and so I've been a traveling musician since I was 13 years old, and I've
Oh
been
wow.
working in Canada since I was 15. I'm 39 now, so um,
Oh wow.
I'm just a
I must
mom.
say.
I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a friend, and just happen to love music, and I love sharing what I do. So,
Yes. And it shows. It definitely
thank-
does. Your Melanie, like, gosh, like what age did you realize that you can sing? Like, like what
honestly,
age?
honestly, I was, according to my mother, I was singing at
Yes.
2, but my vivid memory, I was around 3, maybe 4 years old, I would say, and I was
Yes.
at daycare, and
Oh
I
wow.
remember vaguely having a show, and I do remember how that made me feel. Like when people
Yes.
celebrate you, or when people can connect to what you're doing, regardless of whatever it is that you were doing. Obviously, that was singing
Exactly.
for me, but it felt it's something hard to explain because even though you have love for other things, like when it comes to
Exactly.
music or something that you create, you have such a um, strange connection and
Yeah.
personal feel to it that is hard to explain the emotion. But that's when I knew, hey man, I need to recreate this feeling over and over and over again.
I can only imagine, like, just doing
Mm.
something that you love from the heart.
Yes,
It's just like the
yes.
best feeling in the
So
world.
4 years old, and honestly, it never stopped from there. I wanted
Oh,
to sing at every school event, and that's how I started doing music. And
yes.
then I just got to it with a guitar player. It was just acoustics, him and I. And
Oh,
then
wow.
eventually, you start getting recognition and people getting to know, "Oh, the little girl who sings down the street." And I don't even
Yes.
know how it happened. And then I sang for the president, no, whatever we want to call him, but he was the one who was
Yeah.
running the country at the time. And I sang
Yeah.
for him. And, even though I don't glamorize, because that's politics, but I don't glamorize him, for me was very
It was
important
kind of,
that it was, because I was
yeah.
able to get through a lot of gates and a lot of closed doors at a very young age. And to be
Oh,
able to sing
goodness.
to a president, that to me was a big deal.
That is a big deal, no
Yeah.
matter who at the time was in
Right.
the office, but that's a
Right.
huge deal to be
And
at
it's
that
just
age.
like, for me,
Yeah.
that I said this is what I'm supposed to do, and I know how
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, you have to have that same similar connection to the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, this is your
Yes.
baby. Erica
This
Badu
is
said it.
my
I'm
heart.
sensitive about my stuff. Like, I'm an
Yes.
artist and I'm
Yes.
sensitive about my stuff. But that's the connection we feel with what you do
Yes.
and create. So I said I have to have that feeling over. It's like a drug. I need to do it, and I need to
Gotta do it.
continue doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
definitely here with you on that one because that's
Yes.
like you said, that's exactly how I feel with the podcast. It's
Hmm.
just that
When it
love,
shows.
like love at first sight.
Yes.
So I definitely do
Yes.
agree with that. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. So with that being said, I think I was kind of scrolling through your profile. I
Yeah.
noticed that you did once audition for American Idol.
Canadian Idol, actually, because I'm in
Canadian,
Canada.
yes. Well, yes,
Yes.
you're
I,
right.
I I take American Idol though. Any day. That's still
Yeah.
running. It's not running anymore. So
Right.
yes, I did. And it was funny because it was a bit. I don't like competitions when it comes to music, because I don't
Yeah,
think it's not like a sport. We all good
exactly.
at something, and I find that
Yeah.
there is, I might not be able, for example, to do a crazy run like Jasmine Sullivan, but I know I have value to what I'm bringing, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
we don't have to compete. If anything, we should celebrate each other and uplift each other and make each other better,
Exactly.
you know
Yeah, I
so
agree. I 100% agree with that.
that's why I never was interested in competition. But it was like, no, you're just scared. And
Right.
I was a young girl. I was in my 20s, and I just had a child at the time. And
Oh,
I was no longer living in Toronto, so I was moving into a smaller community. And that kind of
right.
struck me like, what do you mean I'm scared? Have you seen what I've
Yeah,
done so far? you know
exactly.
so
The
I
sky's
did
the
that.
limit.
I did that, and I'm glad that I stuck to somewhat the music that I love, which is jazz. But I love R&B, because it's even, you can hear in my music. I love all kinds of
Yes.
music, right? So it was nice that I was able somehow to stuck to the genre of music that I do, regardless of what the outcome might be.
It,
And I am proud to say that I almost made it to the top 10. I call it, I'm the top 11th, because it was between me
yeah.
and another guy. So
Oh, right.
yeah,
Oh
so
my gosh.
I'm
Well,
gonna call
that's
myself the top 11 for forever
we're
and
gonna
ever.
exactly. We're gonna claim that. No matter how it looked or how it was, we're gonna
Yes,
claim that.
it was stressful,
Yes.
but it was a beautiful experience. I learned a lot out of that. I even learned about myself, because
Yeah.
we tend to forget that we are not the only ones, and there's always somebody faster, somebody more agile than you. It doesn't matter. You just have to
It
continue loving what you do. So I learned about myself for sure.
I couldn't agree even more because yes, like I agree 100%.
Hmm.
Just to be on just to be there in that situation, it's
That's
just like
it.
a blessing.
And I barely spoke English at the time. I've been in Canada
Really?
for 23 years, and I still sound like I just learned English yesterday. I know. But but it was cool because when you go into that kind of setting, they have
Right.
they had this big piece of paper, and we need to select what songs from that piece of paper which would be
Right.
comfortable singing. I had no idea what these songs were because I don't listen. At the time, I wasn't listening to a lot of English music, and
Right.
a lot of that stuff was pop music, which at that time I was not very into it either. So it was a complete learning experience that I have taken with me all these years.
Yes, I honestly, I don't know how you build up the nerves to even because talent shows or anything of that nature
Hmm.
scares me. I
Yes.
don't like to be put on the spot and everyone
Hmm.
is staring at me. So for you to get through that,
Yes.
I kudos you that for that.
Oh, well, thank
And
you.
top 10 is what we're gonna call it.
Yes, thank you. Like it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So that is amazing. So when it comes to music, like who inspired you to make music or to even, go this direction in your career?
There's so many people, because if I told you one, it would be a lie. My
Yeah.
grandmother was like a huge inspiration for me. She listened to a
Right.
lot of Nat King Cole, and she listened to a lot of just music, right? So
Yeah.
to me, that was beautiful. And in my family, like I said before, everybody sang, but nobody took it to the next level, right? Nobody
Right.
really took it serious. They had a voice, but they never
They just, yeah.
shared their gift with anybody. So that was my first inspiration, because I wanted to be the one
Oh
in my
wow.
family to bring that forward, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes. So, and then Celia Cruz, which was a huge inspiration for me as a Cuban singer who moved to the United States and became who she is.
Yes.
Then I have Ella Fitzgerald, who I just saw. There's this Black woman. I remember watching a show, and she was singing in Germany, and she was the only woman there who was Black, and all these people who have
Yeah.
a history of terrible history, at that time. She was sitting there proud, and everybody was watching her.
Oh
So
my
I
goodness.
remember that stayed vivid in my imagination, like in my memories, on my what do you call it, on my head. Like I wanted to feel that,
Yeah.
right? And
Yes.
then but you have so many. Then I remember watching Michael Jackson, and I was like, someday I'm gonna leave Cuba, I'm gonna be as big as Michael. So
Yes.
so
Oh
there's
my
always
gosh.
been people along the way, even people that you may not know, because they just went through my life cycle, just normal
Exactly.
people that inspire me to continue doing what I do. And yeah,
That's
I can't say one
amazing.
person, but Celine Dion was another one that I loved very much, and Whitney
I
Houston was another one that I loved
I
very
have a
much.
few of her tracks in my
Do you?
playlist. I just love
Yes,
that,
she has
yes.
she has a beautiful ability. So,
She does. She does. That's great. So
mhm.
well, I guess this would kind of come hand in hand. So if you like, who would you most like collaborate with? That's,
Like
I
right
guess, kind
now,
of today, right now.
does it have to be like a super super big
It
artist?
doesn't. No.
Okay, because I've been watching there's these twins, and they're French Cubans, or Cuban French. I think they were born
Right.
in Cuba, and they were taken to France, and they're a duo, and their name is Ibeji, and they have brought
Veggie.
this Afro-Cuban R&B thing
Yes, like
together,
that
and it's
whole
like I
different
just gotta chill,
vibe.
and it's so good.
Oh,
And if there was anybody who I would love to collaborate with right
we
now,
gotta
and
make
I would
that
just leave
happen.
everything, like right now, I would just like out would be them.
Amazing. Like we have to make that happen. Who knows what
Right?
2023 has. So
Absolutely. So
hey,
Ibeji, if you're listening, hit me
yes.
up. I'm your
Come on
girl. I'll
now.
try it.
Hit it up. Because this would be an amazing collab, by the way,
Yes,
okay?
it would.
With
Yes, it
your
would.
melody, with yes,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
They're
And I'm definitely
fantastic.
gonna
So
look up. You said Beiji. Let me add a note
Ibeji.
to that.
So Ibei. It means twins in Afro-Cuban, in
Oh my
Yoruba.
gosh. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
in
going
Yoruba.
to be
Sorry.
doing some little research after
Yes,
this
you
interview.
should. They're fantastic. Yeah, I think you would
Yes.
like them.
Yeah, so let's get into this album release. Can we get a
Mm,
applause? This
thank
recent
you.
release, rather. Just let's talk about it.
Well,
December 13th,
yes,
2022.
it
Let's
was.
let's get into the release.
It's it has been. it has been rather magical. This whole, I know it sounds so like out there, but it really, I don't have
Yes.
a better word to describe how beautiful this has been, because I wrote a lot of the music that I'm releasing right now. I wrote a long
Right.
time ago. I'm talking, my oldest son is
Wow.
19 years old. So I was
Oh,
writing this
wow.
music just as soon as he was born. Oh, I started writing this music. And this was the only song out of the music that I was writing that I actually wrote from beginning to end, no problem.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Congrats.
thank
Like,
you.
that's major.
So, and that was like the song that allowed me to believe that it's okay to write the way I do, and that I don't have to sound like anybody, that my music doesn't have to fit any box in any way, shape, or form,
Exactly.
that it
You
can be
are your
whatever it
boss.
wants to be. Right. So
Right.
it's awesome that finally I was able to, to release it. And I'm actually working with a company,
Yes.
428 Entertainment, who had helped me a lot with that. And I had, more than anybody, uh, Mark Gosselin, which is the producer on this song, that believed
Yes.
probably on this music more than I did for the longest time. It's like, it's time.
Wow.
I think it's time. So we
Yes.
recorded it and we released it, and it is as organic as it can be, and
It's
that's what I want to continue having.
yes. I
Hmm.
seen your views and everything on YouTube and Spotify, and I congrats you. Okay,
Thank
you're
you.
doing
Thank
major.
you. Thank you.
2023 is
It is
definitely
so hard because, like, even
yes.
when you're going to release something, they always ask you, is it, what genre of music it is, or even if you're going to apply for certain lists
Right.
to be showcased. And
Exactly.
it's hard because I'm not Cuban, 100% Cuban music in any way, shape, or form. I'm not
Yeah.
100% jazz. I'm not 100% R&B. I'm not 100% pop. I'm not 100% anything. But it does have
Right.
a lot of the elements, obviously, of jazz, because that's what really influences me.
It's
Um,
exactly
and the pop and R&B. But um, it's been beautiful to see the response. So
in the different. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's just
agree. And
taking
I'm
it to different
so
levels little by little.
I know we just met, but I'm like I'm so proud of you. Like I feel like
Thank
I know
you.
you forever, and just to see,
Likewise.
and I'm going to be watching your growth because I know it's going to like it's already taken
Oh,
off now.
I
So
think you're doing a
imagine.
phenomenal work with your
Yes.
podcast as well. So I just
Thank
want to take
you.
this quick time to say thank you so much for having me. It takes
Yes.
collaboration from, people who want to do beautiful things in the world to make
Exactly.
these things happen. So I really do appreciate it, and I hope
I
that you continue
thank
growing
you.
and people appreciate what you're doing. So,
Yes, yes, I really appreciate that because as you can see, it's all smiles. I
yes.
love
Yes.
BB Talk is my like baby.
Yes.
If those that does not know what BB Talk means, it's really Biz Bestie Talk
Nice.
podcast. So I just
Nice.
kind of like want
I
to be
love
that
that.
person where you can speak to
Yes.
and uplift you and motivate you,
Oh,
and who
it's
knows, I may
working.
have connections
It's
and
working.
so forth from there. Yes, I love it. So let's get into it. Let's kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
What is coming for Dee Hernandez in
Oh man.
2023? I don't know.
So I have, somebody asked me within 428 Entertainment, where you want to be before we decided to
Exactly.
work together. And I said, I just want to play festivals. I love playing festivals.
Oh,
So
amazing.
yeah, so I am
Yes.
I've played festivals as a teenager for the longest time. So, and I took a pause in music, and now that I'm back doing this again, I'm so happy that I'm gonna I already have two festivals booked for sure, and I
Oh,
have couple just waiting to finish, a little
yes.
tweak, couple things here and there.
Yes.
And I'm finishing my EP, so I'm going to finally be able to showcase all the music that has been hidden, and
Oh my gosh.
get the dust off, and,
Congrats.
and show it off. So I
Yes.
I'm gonna be recording, actually starting this month, and it should be done by March. So I don't know yet when I'm gonna release it, but
Oh my gosh.
there is definitely beautiful, beautiful energy and beautiful music. I must say it is beautiful. It's beautiful to me
Oh
because it's
gosh.
mine. But I can't wait to release it. But that's what we are doing. We're going to be recording, and we're gonna be touring during the summer.
Oh, that is amazing. 2023 does
Uh,
it look like it's going to be already great. Okay.
for
Success.
everybody, for
Yes,
everybody.
everyone. We are
Yes,
all going to claim this in the
yes,
alliance of the All High.
absolutely,
Okay. Yes,
absolutely.
I agree. Oh my gosh. Well, I just got to say thank you,
No,
thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you. You are amazing. You're beautiful. Your voice is
Oh,
beautiful. Your talent is
blushing.
beautiful. So yes, I
Thank you so much.
really
I really
appreciate you coming
appreciate
on today.
you. I'll talk to
Yes,
you soon.
yes, and let everyone know before you go where they can find you. Let's
Well,
let
you
them
can
know
find
so
me
we can.
everywhere. By Dee Hernandez. You can go on Spotify, all the platforms where you usually listen to music. And
Yes,
on my Instagram, I love to connect to my listeners that way and actually
yes,
do answer to everybody that send me messages or gives me words of encouragement or interested on seeing where I'm playing next. So Instagram, Facebook, and all the platforms available. And please do subscribe to my YouTube. I need you,
please.
please.
Yes, let's help
Yes.
each other.
Or just
Let's
go to my
inspire each
website,
other.
right?
Yes,
dhernandezmusic.com, and we can connect that way as well.
let's do it. Hey,
Okay.
2023 is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank
Lovely.
you.
Nice
Okay.
meeting you.
Much
Until
love.
next time.
Okay, bye.
Like the name, so I'm gonna stay with the name, but I wanted to come up with an acronym. And like I said, I wanted it to represent me. So that's why I came up with Country Highly Unique Black Brand, because I'm country,
Let's
I'm
get
highly
it.
unique, I'm black, and I'm a brand.
I love it. Listen.